How you doing, everybody? It's time for a 5 Minute Paranormal. It is me and Phil, and we have a viewer question that we're going to be addressing. But if you've got a viewer question, don't hesitate. Go into the description below. Make sure to leave us in the comments your own question. What would you like us to talk about on a 5 Minute Paranormal? We'd love to hear it. And while you're there, like and subscribe to the channel. And make sure to enable notifications so that whenever we put up new 5 Minute Paranormals or new episodes, you'll be the first to hear about it. Now let's get to our question from AlexKitsune, who asks us, do you believe ghosts could carry a spectral or electromagnetic imprint of their environment, such as bringing the sound of rain with them? Now, when I first thought this through, I was thinking like phantom smells.
Yeah, of course.
Phantom sounds. I mean, you got the bugle call from Ball's Bluff. Yeah. Do you think that's something that I mean, is that the same? Is phantom smells and phantom sounds or EVPs the same thing, or is this something entirely different? You think?
I don't think that it's necessarily something entirely different. I think it's all in the same wheelhouse, as it were. But if we are thinking about, as the question was asking, in terms of bringing in the environment, in other words, the sounds of the rain, smells, for example. I mean, I think it's absolutely within the realm of possibility.
Well, I know we experienced it at Dunlora. Remember when we were, it was you, me, and Brandon from Haunted Nights. The three of us were in the cottage room, if I remember correctly. And that was where we got like lilacs. A real heavy floral.
Oh, gosh,
scent.
yeah. And many times I've definitely picked up the phantom sense. But who's to say other sensory things that I've experienced, that we've experienced, banging doors, for example, other sounds aren't part of that. Our perception of the sights and sounds and smells around us is just that. It is the interpretation of the sensory input, right?
Right.
So it is this raw information that's coming in, and then our brain is unconsciously decoding that information, then is referencing it against known experiences, and there's a lot going on. A lot of electrochemical activity, and so why, if it's boiled down to this sort of energetic response to stimuli, why wouldn't that be broadcasted through your interactions with a spirit?
Well, this also goes back to shared experiences. Well, it's the toughest thing, as I've said before, it's the toughest thing to capture on video, because how do you capture a shared experience? And the closest we came was Tuckahoe, when I left the smokehouse. And when we were in the smokehouse, I was expecting to smell that hickory smoke. Yeah, I smelled it outside. And while I was getting a whiff of that outside, at the same time, you all were getting that phantom smell in the smokehouse for the very first time. I think that if they bring back a strong enough memory or a strong enough emotion, you're gonna feel that. And I think, like at a place like Crescent, there was in the hospice, even when the lights were on, whether it was the nighttime or whether it was during the day, the hospice just had a heaviness about it, and I felt very much on guard the more I walked through that area. Now, emotions are different though from what the question is. The question was more about bringing in, like they said, the sound of rain or or a scent or something along those lines. There are times you tell me, "Oh, I smell this. Oh, I smell that," and I don't get any of that. But then there have been those rare times where I'm like, yeah, Phil, I actually do smell that, or I do pick up on that.
And I honestly think part of it is a sensitivity.
I do
honestly
agree.
Is a sensitivity.
It's different from person to person.
It's going to be different from person to person. But I also think it is something that you can open yourself up to more in those moments of investigation, in just trying to open your mind to everything occurring around you.
Well, you once said that the best tool a paranormal investigator can use is their senses. Is their physical body. So how do you tap into that? Or let me rephrase that after what happened to me in South Carolina. How do you safely tap into that, and how do you keep control of it?
Recognizing that it's a possibility that you will be experiencing different sensations through your various senses. So
Right.
it's one, knowing that could be a possibility. It's number two, knowing it's possible that you might feel things that aren't that great,
Yeah.
and and that there may be external forces that might try to take advantage of this ability to sense these different feelings. And so then it comes back to intention setting, saying that I am protecting myself against something using this to take advantage of me. And while I'm experiencing this is not necessarily coming from my own reality, and I have control over my reality.
I would also add that, and I think this is a great place to wrap up this 5-minute paranormal, is to also find team members that you trust, that if you are in a bad spot, again, South Carolina, your team is savvy enough to go, you need to get out of the pool.
Take a break.
Yeah, you need to take a break. You need to go outside, you know, do a lap, whatever you need to do, but whatever it is, you can't be here. And I think that's the importance of not necessarily doing solo investigations. It can be dangerous when you're flying alone.
I think it's a rare breed of individuals that can safely do solo investigations, and I know a few of the folks out there.
I'm not saying that you can't. I'm not saying that you can't, but I do think that if you're going to open yourself up to these sort of things, then I think it's good to have someone that's got your back in all sense of the matter.
Agreed. Alex, thank you so much for such a great question. These are the head scratchers that we like to contemplate and answer. And if you out there in our viewer audience have a question that you would like to see us field on the 5-minute paranormal, drop that question into the comments, and it will quickly become a 5-minute paranormal.
Yep, because I put all these puppies together, and it's something I love to do. On that note, thank you, everybody. On behalf of everyone here at OSI, take care, stay safe,
and we'll see you in the field.